What's going on, Isaac?
What is going on, Raphael?
Season two. Season two, man. And listen here, y'all, welcome
Wow.
back to Fly Trap. March
Yeah.
1st, 2022? Season
2022.
two of the Fly Trap. It's been 1 year, and we are
Wow.
back in the studio.
Ralph, who could have ever predicted this?
Man, listen, it came from a post about relationships, and Isaac and I connected once again to talk about his side, my side, and coming to a middle. What agreeing to agree?
Agreeing to agree,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Dig it. Can you dig it?
I can dig
Can
it.
you dig it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But listen,
My man.
welcome back to another episode of the Fly Trap. Our title this week is "Are You Happy?" And man, Isaac has a good twist on it. He'll be dropping some nuggets on that. As you all know, I'm going to take it another another way. But welcome once again, and thank you for being a part of the Fly Trap show. Now, the music that you heard at the start of the show was
Loving it.
done no other than Chris C. Magic Sweeney. He's a local artist here in the area, upstate of South Carolina. Man, he is doing his thing, and he graced us with another instrumental that he's going to be putting out on his album later on this year. So go out and support him, like his page. If you are doing some big and bad things and want some promo music, man, listen, check out C Magic for his his talent. We want to definitely support him before he gets big, because he is definitely going in that direction. But yeah, Layla, yeah, we got the sound effects going. We are in season 2. Isaac and I are going to take off. What they said, one of the local companies, man, they say speed, thrust, and lift. This show, as well as Marriage 360, and everything we touch from here on out is going to be
My
gold.
goodness.
And then we got the Midas touch from here
Yes,
on
sir.
out. What
Yes,
is the Fly Trap? He is the fly one. I am the trap. He's going to take it high. I'm going to take it low. But before the show ends, we will meet somewhere in the middle. In the middle. About everything that's just about going on, in the culture. Now, Isaac, I see you're not wearing a hat today, so I cannot believe that there was nothing going on in the culture this week.
Well, it's going on, but we have an agreement when the culture's on fire, and just hey, second season. Want to take a little break. Last week we were having a great time, having some fun, and
Yes, sir.
we were having some good stogies.
Yes, sir.
At Modern Cigar, I had a great time with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Travis
Modern Cigar.
Travis was a great host, and
Travis
I
Jones,
enjoyed myself.
Shout out to you, sir. Definitely be going back, man. Did you ever finish your stogie, man? You left.
I did not.
Oh
Rookie.
man. Oh man. But definitely, y'all, you all go check out Modern Cigar, man. They have they're great atmosphere, great, drinks and all, great price, conveniently located off the highway, man. Like you can't beat that, man. So thank you for being gracious with us. We did have some technical difficulties, but it was short, and hey, it happens.
That's right.
How you
building it while we fly.
We were building it while we fly, but we had it. We put out a short clip last week, but like I said, we're back in the studio, and like I said, before the year is out, we're gonna be doing some more things like that.
Yes.
Marriage 360 has some things going on, some partnerships that are popping up, for 2022. The Fly Trap, I got my palate wet, man, just to get a feel of it, and it felt good to be around some wholesome people, at the Modern Cigar. I know that a lot of people are not, into cigars and so forth, or don't like the smoke, but man, just coming out of COVID and being around people is always a good for me it's a a good thing, Isaac. It's
Oh
a good
yeah,
thing.
most definitely. Yeah, it was great company. It was a real chill, relaxed environment. But as the young folks say, the energy was great. I mean, it was great, and definitely we'll get back out there. Highly recommended for a relaxing evening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to a possible visit to, Asheville, Chucktown, Savannah, and so forth, as we, explore the single to mingle fly trap, portion, as well as Marriage 360, getting us into where, we get into that, get us well off into the sundress season. As you all know, February 15th is the kickoff. What was the kickoff for sundress season? And like I said, you can't beat this week, man. Like I said, it's gonna be setting it close to 80 degrees in some areas, some places in this region. And so those sundresses and short shorts and so forth are gonna come out. And if you have been taking care of your body, doing the right thing during the winter months, you have been picking up COVID calories. It's going to be a favorable one for us, for you and for us or what have you. But hopefully it is a successful one, for you. But if not, you still have time, still have time. It's the beginning of sundress season. So, yeah.
Ralph, I'm still a little disappointed. You made it through boost season. I feel like I let our followers down. I feel like I let the fans down. There was great anticipation, a great tension that you would get snagged up during boost season, and that did not happen. So I just want to apologize.
Hell no.
Oh my goodness.
Hell no.
I mean,
oh man, let's do that again.
Hell no.
It wasn't even.
But
close.
you know what? There,
Come
it's
on,
sundress
Ralph.
season.
It wasn't
It's
even
sundress
close.
season.
Like
Sundress season. It's sundress season. The sundress season.
I just don't know how you did it. How, Ralph, give us the secret. How were you able to get through boo season without getting booed up? And you were the boo ambassador.
I had a woman one time, long time ago, long time ago. I had a woman one time, long time ago.
Long time ago, man. But you know what? It is sundress season, and so there is hope.
Hope for what though? I mean,
there is hope. There is a possibility that something. I'm going. I've written some notes here, and to talk about what's coming up, man. So, there's no bourbon tonight. There's because I worked out earlier, Isaac, and my watch is saying my Fitbit watch or my Garmin watch is saying that I have burned 5,200 calories, so far today. And so that means that I'm gonna hit the wall not too long from now, because 5,200 calories is a lot, man. And so I changed my time when I worked out. So instead of I did my errands and then I went to the gym right before the rush came in. So I got there around about 4:45 or something like that, 4:30. And I did not know how stressed I was, because I barely started working out and my heart rate said 181 in the first 5 minutes, and then it went down in like first 5 minutes went to 181. So I knew it was going to be one of those workouts where it's like, man, you about to burn something, whatever. But it could have been that they had the heat on or whatever. But who knows?
Still, 5,200 calories.
5,200 calories, man. That's what my
marathon.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And so I equate that to when I did 60 plus miles on my road bike.
Yeah.
When I got back, I was like 5,200 calories burned. Those hills, and there are a lot of hills. You don't know how many hills there are in the upstate until you get on your bike, or you have to walk a long way. A lot of short hills and everything. But how did I survive? I don't know.
How did you do it? How did you do it?
Man, if I tell you the secret location of the Bat Caves, I have to kill you.
But listen, you were hanging out with Marriage 360. You went to we went to Mimosa Moments. I mean, we've had some big moments happen last year in 2021. Several shows where we talked about love and talked about relationships. I mean, you just flew under the radar.
Nah, man, like I said, it was, I was, I will say that I have been busy, trying to launch, not trying, but launching Denori.
That's right.
And there were several other partnership underneath, working with Denori. And so, trying to get that off the ground is quite a feat, man. Like I said, a new upstart, and you're trying to break your name in there. Like I said, it's an excellent product, and it's just a few more people need to know more about that product. Hey, if you are watching us now, throw some likes up there, share this video to your page. I promise we'll keep it somewhere in the middle. We won't go too far. We'll try and embarrass you or whatever. But did you know, Isaac, we're streaming live on YouTube as well.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're on YouTube. We're about to blow up.
The empire's expanding. We're going into new worlds.
New world, man. Like I said, the world ain't ready for the fly trap. So we're about to kick down some doors, man. But yeah, that's what we have. I'll blame it on, being astute, keeping my nose to the grind when it comes to being an upstart, business, and so forth. So didn't get out and play too much.
Right. So you're just too busy to have a romantic entanglement.
What you trying to say?
You're never too busy, man. But in this case, yeah. But you know what? I blame it on COVID, man. I'm going to blame it on COVID.
Okay, COVID. Yeah.
Man, I had 2 weeks off and came down with a flu or something, man, and that just ruined. You had 2 weeks to get over that, so you're in quarantine. And then if for those of us who may have had it or experienced it, man, after coming out of it, man, you just flatline. It's like, man, trying to get back. Nah, I ain't answering. I'm avoiding the question, man.
He is avoiding the question.
Yeah, Layla, I'm avoiding the question. So you're not. I'm the gingerbread man. You can't catch me. You can't catch me. But, who knows?
Well,
it's not over. It's not over. Like I said, somewhere over the rainbow, somebody might be out there.
Yeah, I'm not losing hope. But you schooled me on something. Now, Ralph, you pulled a fast one. I'm gonna tell you. Well, there's only 120 days in booth season, so is it even 120 days? Is it 90 or 120? I get Yeah,
it's October, November, December, January, February. 150 days, somewhere around in there.
Okay, so it's not. That's not a lot of days to be making a serious decision. It goes really quickly when you think about the holidays. You think about all the activities, then work, and you break it down. That's a short period of time to find someone. So we got excited because the possibility of you being snagged in booth season, but it wasn't really a lot of days. But I am hopeful.
It takes a lot to get to know someone, and you can't just throw yourself out there, But hey.
But I am hopeful.
If I see you in a sundress, sundress season may be maybe a different deal. Sundress season.
Okay. So what's the difference?
I gotta see how you look in a sundress.
So what's the difference between sundress season and booth season? What's better about school of fans on what's better about sundress season compared to booth season?
Well, during sundress season, you're pretty much going to see, or you're going to see more skin.
Okay.
You're going to see more skin, and you're going to be able to see what you're working with. But you're also going to smell the awesome smell of cocoa butter. Yeah, during sundress season and going into the summer months, more people wear cocoa butter, man. So there you go. So more skin, people are going to be out, since the war has, there's more focus on the war. There's no more COVID, man. Things about to get wild, man. Things about to get wild.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
they're about to
right.
get wild.
It's like Freaknik back in the early 90s, like
Oh
Daytona.
yeah, it's going to get so wild to where I may end up catching COVID from things I'm doing, man. I'm gonna be out there in those streets.
You're gonna be out in those streets.
Out there in those streets, man.
Okay. All right. You're gonna be out.
No, not for me. I'm going to be reforming people.
Who's gonna be
man.
reforming you?
Yeah, I'm like, hey, look, man, listen. But definitely looking forward to upcoming events in this region and beyond. But Isaac,
yes,
what's
sir.
popping in the culture, man?
The culture's a little tepid. A lot of stories are replaying, but you see, I got the hearts behind me. I got the hearts. They're bubbling up. They're falling. So it's two things going on. There are people getting together, and then there are people breaking up. So, of course, Kanye will not go away. He just
Man,
he
need to. For real talk, man. He need to cut his losses and find him a A-list, lady.
Right.
You got to find somebody that's better looking than the one you had. That's the best way to get over that, man.
Okay.
And make sure that he's healthy minded or what have you to take on a new relationship.
Yeah.
Because this other girl, the other woman, she was nice looking and everything, but you got to have somebody that's going to be, better than the last one. Can't go backwards, man. Backwards. Forwards ever, backwards never. That's what my cousin would tell me.
Okay, say that one more time for me.
Forward ever, backwards never. So if you're gonna maintain that right there, you gotta go. Yeah, you gotta keep it tight.
Well, hey, I am surprised. We're gonna move along. That was a breakup, so now we got to discuss somebody coming together. Taye Diggs.
I saw that.
He made it official with April Jones.
Yeah, man. I saw that. Man, April Jones is, man, she is fine. But who was she dating before or married to before?
Well, oh my goodness, man, that's a long list. Allegedly, supposedly, she was in a little entanglement with Dr. Dre. Yeah, that's true. So she was with Dr. Dre.
Wow.
And before that, she dated Omarion and then dated his friend Fizz. And I mean, she's just she's been in these streets. So
but I'm saying he wifed her.
It's pretty serious. He hadn't wifed her yet, but it's pretty serious, which is surprisingly, we try to stay well and balanced. We don't care about color, but let's just say this: April Jones was not his particular flavor, his tint. Taye Diggs usually goes, a lot lighter.
Yeah, man. I saw that over the years of who he dated and was previously married to. Hey, you got to be like Phife Dawg. I like him brown, yellow, Puerto Rican, and Haitian, man. Like, listen, don't limit yourself, man. Going out there. But they doing videos together, dancing and everything. Doing goofy stuff. As a photographer, whenever you see people doing goofy stuff and you catch it on film or capture that picture, it looks like they're really into each other. So who knows?
And the other thing is the age difference. We don't there's no ageism here, but she's in her 30s. He's he's in his 50s, man. He's actually older than you, and he's older than me. I mean, so maybe he's possibly having a midlife crisis.
Man, I'm glad you brought that up. That was one of the things I was going to discuss tonight. What I have learned over the last few days.
Okay.
Over here on the trap part, man. But before I go into that,
okay.
What is in the culture, man? Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
Yours truly, Ric Flair. Alleged. Well, he posted on his social media account that he and his wife are splitting ways, and he is what mid 70s or 70 something years old. And recently, he was spotted with a young tenderoni.
Okay.
He was spotted with a young tenderoni. But he went back and said, told, I guess some of the media that she just happened to be in the picture, that she was not with him. But yeah, Ric Flair is going through another divorce. I think he's been married 5 or 6 times, and here it is going on this maybe a sixth one or fifth divorce, whatever. So
good Lord.
Yeah, Ric Flair, man. Like, man, yeah, Ric Flair. Man, like,
it must be something in the water, because not only him, I hear Hulk Hogan is having a separation. So
yeah, man, like he didn't do too well with this first marriage afterwards or whatever. But both of those guys are up in age or what have you. That goes to show you. But to be able to pull that young tenderoni, I'm gonna go ahead and say, allegedly he was with that young tenderoni.
Okay. Yeah. Allegedly.
So with that being said, man, listen, man, where's my music? Where's my music?
Yeah, where are we going? Where are we going, y'all?
Where's my music, man?
We're going off the rails, y'all. Early in the show.
Yeah,
we're going off the rails.
Isaac, I believe I'm going. Oh man, listen. I believe I'm going through a midlife crisis.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that may have contributed to my not being booed up for a boo season or whatever. But yeah, it appears that I am going through a midlife crisis. Not that anything is going bad,
right?
But I was on YouTube, man, and I saw a movie or a clip from a movie from my childhood past.
Okay.
And it was the Tin Man from The Wiz. Listen, fam, listen. If you have not, seen The Wiz in recent years, go back and look at The Wiz as an adult. It has, Isaac, I kid you not, it has a totally different meaning from watching it as a child. And Tin Man said, because he was frozen. He was frozen. Right. He had rusted and he was frozen. He said, I'm frozen in the position I had assumed all too well. With Tina sitting on his lap. As a kid, I didn't catch that, man. But as an adult, I was like, man, the Tin Man is. He said frozen in a position that I knew all too well, man. It's like if you have not watched The Wiz, go back and watch it as an adult, man. Nipsey Russell in that role right there, and that led to some other things. Like, man, it's like I have a craving. How you asked me, how do I know that I'm going through a midlife crisis?
Yeah, how do you know, Ralph? How do you know?
And I was like, believe it or not, everything is well.
Yeah,
nothing is bad or anything like that. I'm batting 1,000 because everything that I've gone through over my life I've overcome, and pretty much there's nothing that's been there to keep you down. So okay, here's another obstacle, whatever. You're able to jump over that and get to the next one, jump over that. And so just about everyone who is probably watching this show, will probably realize the same, that hey, you're batting 1,000. No matter how bad it has gotten, you have found a way to get over it or get past it. So, man, listen, like I said, man, but how do I know? I have a craving for young women, fast cars, stylish clothes, piercing. I was going to get a piercing this week on my ear or whatever, but some things happened. I wasn't able to get it before the show. I was going to come out on the show with a new piercing, whatever, but it's coming. It's coming. So piercing, I'm going to get a tattoo. Okay. Just have to figure out what type of tattoo, going to get. Maybe my whole sleeve or whatever.
Right.
Whatever it is, it's going to be tight, tighter than tight. I have a craving for adventures. I have a craving for wild sexcapades. and I'm to the point now where I can be a sugar daddy.
Ralph, you named seven or eight things there that I cannot dispute would put you in the category of having a midlife crisis.
Man, but you know what? Like I said, man, like I said, I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I'm getting, because I bought a large vehicle because I was coaching at one time. And so you had all those, had all the young boys in the car, taking them home. Like, man, listen, parents, if you are a parent out there,
Mm-hmm.
and your child is playing football, basketball, soccer, or whatever, and you drop your kids off and leave, and you don't come back and get them, they're gonna be at that school the next morning. They're gonna be out there in the cold, man. Like, like I said, if Coach Sweeney is, coaching there, like I'm gonna leave your kid out there. Like, I ain't got time to take these kids home. But anyway, I'm trading in. I'm gonna trade in, or
don't say it. Don't say it, Ralph.
My car to the side and get me a fast car, 2-seater.
2-seat. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
2-seater.
What about you? What about your sons?
I ain't got no kids, man. I ain't got no kids, man. They can ride in the trunk, but man, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna sell the other car. The other car will be there, but when I'm out and about,
okay.
It's candy apple red, Corvette, it's like, I'm about to do it big time. I'm about to do it.
Okay, so what are you thinking about buying? A sports car? What kind of sports car? Like
Corvette, man.
Corvette.
Yeah, Corvette.
Man, that's $100,000 car.
Well, the one I'm getting is, not gonna be 100,000, but
Okay, but it's okay.
I'm thinking like 1980, 1981 Corvette. Like that's those are the ones of like the Batman style.
Yeah, but
you want that one, want to fix it up. If not that one, then like I'm Benz. Yeah, Benz. Will look good.
2-seater Benz.
Right, that'll be a 4-seater right there. But I take out the back seats because ain't nobody gonna ride in the back seats. But now my all-time favorite car is
talk to me.
The Jeep Wrangler. I don't know what it is about the Jeep Wrangler. Well, the Jeep Wrangler. Yeah, Jeep Wrangler. That's the one you take the top off.
Yeah, you're gonna take the top off.
Yeah,
go
man.
To the beach.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man.
Right.
See, then listen. That's where I am right now. So, yeah. So
sports car.
But it's not. That's not a fast car. It's gonna be something fast, man. It's something sporty, where you pull up and be like, "What's up?"
It's gonna get some attention.
It's gonna get some attention.
Now you're gonna put some rims on it. You get the ground effects. Are you gonna go all out?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be all out, man. I already got my folk lined up with the tent, with the booming system. You got all that stuff lined up, man. No lie. If I'm lying, I'm flying.
Well, Ralph, where are you gonna go to? Back in the day, you're from Greenville, I'm from Spartanburg. You could go to the park on a Sunday. Put the top down, play your music. Where are you gonna go to flash this car?
Oh, I go with the young ones. The young ones like 30, 35. Wherever they hang out at. Because with my stylish clothes or whatever and my piercing, it's gonna draw some attention.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's gonna draw some attention. Believe it or not.
So Ralph, Ralph, this goes completely. Knowing you the way I do, this goes completely against the core of who you are. You're not into brands. You're not so much into you're into creating brands, but you're not into other people's brands. You're very physically and financially sound. You at least talking about going out and purchasing a $50,000 car because the 80s, that's a classic.
That's a classic, man.
Yeah, you're gonna buy a classic car.
Oh yeah, you get that right there. You're straight up gonna be a part of car shows.
Yeah, you're gonna be in car shows.
Yeah,
that's gonna make your insurance go up a little bit.
Oh man, my insurance is solid, man. I'm literally not paying nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm riding dirty right now.
What?
Yeah, I'm riding dirty. It's like, listen, man, no one knows the back roads more than someone who's riding dirty. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
No, all the back roads. You'll never see me on 85, man. Like the back roads, 29, 294, 296, 140, you know. All back roads, man.
now, Rob, we got a couple of comments. We got well, Pam says, bless his heart. Then Miss Layla says, she says they're gonna eat him alive. And,
Man,
and,
listen.
and the consistency is these young girls are gonna eat you alive, Ralph. What say you?
Man, listen, there was a song back in the 80s.
Okay. Talk to me.
One of my favorite groups, man, like Daryl and Hall, Daryl Oates and, you know, what's that? Hall and Oates.
All in those. Oh man.
Oh, here she come. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up. Now that was one of my songs right there. And then the other one on the other side was Alligator Woman. You ever heard that song? I think it was Cameo or, you know, Alligator Woman.
Oh, okay. That's right. That's right.
It's like
had a little funky beat to it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But listen, you know, let them eat me up. And like I said, I'm gonna have fun, you know, ride these last, you know, 26, 30, 40 years out. You know, if it's my midlife right here, then that puts me, up in age or whatever.
Now,
Listen.
Ralph,
And then that's like, the week before last, we talked about gas station pills. So I ain't worried about nothing. You know, as long as they're making gas station pills and I'm working out and, you know, staying in shape and everything, like gas station pills will always be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna pull a Tay Diggs. You gonna find somebody in their late 20s, early 30s?
I'm not gonna put an age restriction, like that, but it's 28 and up, 28 and up.
Okay.
Yeah. 28 and up.
28 and up.
Yeah.
Is there a ceiling? Is there age that's too old?
29.
Because
nah, I just mess with you, man. But like I said, a lot of the people I've been hearing out there, it's like I'm looking for someone who is, companionship. Like, who wants companionship? Like, companionship. Sit there and talk all the time. Like, listen, I'm telling you, I said adventurous, wild sexcapades, fast cars, stylish, piercing, tats. And my palm reader said that I'm gonna have 4 kids before the end of the year.
Well, if you look at that 28, 29 year olds,
gonna be busy.
Yeah. Now, this is the thing, Ralph. I can't speak for your bank account, but you're gonna have to sell a lot of Denori.
Hey man, listen. Speaking of Denori.
Yes.
Speaking of Denori, listen, if you have not, I got to get used to these camera angles or whatever. But make sure, man, y'all go out and get your Denori. Check out the page here on Facebook. Man, listen, I had to throw that commercial in there, man, for a commercial break. But like I said, I appreciate everyone who's gone to the website and made a purchase, either for themselves, for their children, or for a friend, or who have shared that information, to their pages. I really do appreciate you all getting the word out, man. But Isaac, I have something serious coming from the culture.
Okay. I don't know if I believe you. Ralph,
no. This is serious, man. This right here may trigger some individuals.
Okay. Let
me take a drink there. Man, let me ask you, Isaac. Have you ever watched someone else on the job get treated unfairly and terminated?
Most definitely. That's yeah.
What
my
what say
working career.
what say you, Facebook? Have y'all ever experienced that where you know you saw somebody get treated unfairly and they got terminated? Isaac, have you ever performed 110% or twice as better than your colleagues and you got canned? Now, like all my life, I've been told, hey, you got to perform 100%, 110% or twice as good as your competition.
Listen, I'm not gonna name the company, but one particular company I work for, that company that I work for, I ran a program that's still going on 10 years later. And it was one of the top programs in the country. And basically, a vice president of that company ran my boss and me off. Yeah, it was no pleasing this person. So I have performed well, and I'm gonna say this.
See, I'm saying I can feel it coming through the screen, man. Like this,
listen, Ralph.
The sting is still there, man.
Listen, Ralph. My boss made me cry.
Oh.
I was like, I cannot give you anything else. And Ralph, I put in my notice. I said, and the crazy thing is the program was doing excellent. It's still going on. That program still to this day is going on, has been funded and refunded multiple funding cycles. It was out of about 60 programs in the country, it was top 3. And I put in my 2-week notice. It was,
you know, what was it like? Was it like that Lawrence Fishburne, scene from Deep Cover, where he was down? It's like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. Oh man, like that scene was powerful, man. But I feel you. I have been there, man. I have been there. I have been there.
Let me say this, Ralph. So we had a meeting, me and this supervisor, this vice president, and I had that moment. And the teardrop. And I said, I just don't know what else I can do to please you. And that person stood up. And I thought it was gonna be some compassion. Basically, pushes over the box of tissues towards me and walks out of the office. I said, when I had time to process that, Ralph, I said, man, that's cold-blooded. That's cold.
Yeah, man. I've had some experiences there in the corporate world to where it's like, man, they were this cold-blooded cutthroat. But let me continue this, man.
Yeah, that happened, Ralph.
Have you ever, Facebook, people, those of us who are watching this, have you ever lost your job when things were going great? Like you got blindsided by, cuts and stuff like that, and they had to let you go on that day. They didn't give you a notice like, hey, things are not going well. We got to cut you. Have you ever applied for a job and didn't get a chance to interview, or you wasn't even considered?
I'm gonna need to call my therapist.
As much talent as you had, you applied for the job. You had all the credentials, and you wasn't even considered for an interview. Have you ever interviewed for a job that you really wanted and you didn't get it? You didn't get it. Now you went through the whole process, whether or not that process took 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. It's like, if you apply for those big jobs, or the well-paying jobs with the state, it's gonna take some time to get you in there. So you jump through hoops and everything. Man, they had me driving from the upstate to the lower state, and the Midlands area. It's like, okay, I'm moving through the process and everything, and come to find out, they already had the candidate picked out.
They did a Brian Flores on you?
Man, that's where I'm going, man. Brian Flores,
Oh
the
my
former
goodness.
coach of the Miami Dolphins, was terminated from his position.
That's
now,
right.
as a coach, the Miami Dolphins has not had a winning season since 2003. Now here come Brian. He was 10-6 one season. Then the following season, this season right here was 9-8, both winning
That's right.
season, whatever.
Both
He was
winning
on the
season.
upswing or whatever. So I was like, okay, you winning, and you still lose your job. He's no longer with them, but he's been picked up from with the Pittsburgh Steelers as a defensive assistant and linebacker coach.
Backers coach. Yeah.
If it wasn't for the Steelers, he wouldn't be doing any coaching right now. Probably wouldn't be doing any coaching. But since then, he has filed a class action suit. Now, if you file a class action suit, that means there's multiple people in the group that are being considered. And so, if multiple people are being considered, it's not just him. Let me get that right there. There we go. So if you're being considered, for pushing this class action suit, it's not just him that is involved in this, and so there's multiple people who may have gone through the same thing. Now, the interesting thing about this case is that shortly after he filed, or his lawyers filed, this class action suit. Shortly after, his lawyer filed the class action suit, Isaac. The NFL hires their lawyers, and guess who is representing the NFL?
Who's representing the NFL?
Loretta Lynch, the former Attorney General underneath the Obama campaign.
Ralph, wait
man,
a minute.
If I'm lying, I'm flying, man. It's like, I'm torn right this, because we're like, okay, you applaud her, for the feat that she has gained or whatever. But this is one of those situations where you are on the wrong side of history or whatever, man.
Yes.
And like, I just can't see it, man. It's like, there are some things you turn down. A lot of lawyers, saying, hey, I can't fairly represent this. I don't, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, how you gonna be a civil rights, advocate, and you got this right here, going on. So if she loses, it says one thing. If she wins, it says another thing.
Oh, Ralph.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man, you got to be on the home team on this one, man. It's like,
yes,
it's maybe they see something I don't, or whatever. I'm not in, I'm no longer into politics. I gave that up almost 10 plus years ago, and so I have been flying underneath the radar. But when I saw this, man, I was like, wait a minute.
So would you say she's not staying on code?
No, she's not on code on this one, man.
Yeah, she is not on code.
She's not on code on this one, man. It's like, because if she wins, you
perpetuate a system that we know. For those that don't know, when the NFL integrated, they felt like most of the league was African American, but that there were certain positions that could not be held down by a person of color, like the quarterback, the coach, and the owner, general manager, and the owner. Those are four positions that people have had to fight hard for to get in those positions. It was recently, not until the 1990s, where the team I used to cheer for, Washington, where a black quarterback, won the Super Bowl. And then years later, you had two black coaches, Lovie Smith and Tony Dungy, coached in the Super Bowl, and you had your first African-American win a Super Bowl as a coach. So it's been a long, hard road for people of color to get positions of power and authority in the NFL. So that's disappointing, Ralph.
Man, like I can see if you get the job, all the candidates, are great candidates, but
Mhm.
you shouldn't get, a job based on your physical, features, whatever. But if you're a good, candidate, whatever, at least, consider him. When you're like, he got a phone call from another coach who was thinking he was calling someone else.
Yeah.
And leaked
Bill
it out, man.
Belichick.
He was like, if that hadn't happened, whether or not he did it on purpose or not, we would not be having this conversation today. It would be one of those conversations where, still, this is not happening, whatever. But when you have some, some evidence that is drawing some traction, like, hey, listen, I'm not even being considered or whatever. Maybe they're locking me out or whatever. But like I said, man, listen, the application, man, they should, take away some of those demographic things or whatever to where it's going to disqualify you. It's like, okay, people see that and we don't even want that person because of his, demographics or his background or whatever. And it has nothing to do, with the job.
Right.
Now,
right.
I asked all those questions earlier because, like I said, I have been on some of those, been sought out by some of the, what do they call, headhunters?
Yeah.
Only to find out, Isaac, that I was only in the group because of the color of my skin. I was like, hey, check out my resume. Like my resume says this right here, but nah, we just have to fill our quota or whatever. It's like, so now, now on my application, not application, but resume, I have a line on there say, serious inquiries only.
Yeah.
Then, don't call me unless you serious. Purposely put that out, whether that takes me out of the pot, the pool or whatever, who cares? I'm a third tier professional now. Learned it, did it. Now I'm teaching other people's, but man, but that is a move. That is a move right there. I don't want to say the SO word, but man, it's right there. Like you took, I'm looking at it like you took the money. You're taking the money and the prestige of this right here versus it's like, hey, we're, trying to make this gain or whatever. Because that can very well affect, other, demographics who, may want to apply for those positions. And man, she's on the wrong side on this one right here, man.
Wrong side
on this one.
Man,
that's my gripe for the week. But here, here's my soundbite, Isaac.
See, I wasn't gonna say nothing because I like black people. See, I wasn't gonna say nothing because I like black people.
Oh man, you can't tell.
Nobody be trusted.
You can't tell me nothing, man.
Can't nobody be trusted.
Nobody.
Can't nobody be trusted.
I mean, if we can't trust Loretta Lynch, who can we trust?
Oh man, it's like, but that's one of the gripes or the the gripes of the past, the Obama administration. Like you had a black president, and he had a black attorney general.
That's right.
This and that, and nothing really transpired in his administration.
Nothing. We got health care. But then we also got COVID. So I just don't know what.
Man, it's like, but that's one of the gripes that comes from that administration. I'm like, but so when you look at this right here, it's like, whoa, wait a minute, because sometimes, as a professional and the industry, the positions I hold, there's sometimes I have to, pull back, say I can't be involved in this because I have, personal feelings on this right here. Yeah. So I have to look at it, from a total different aspect or whatever. But sometimes that emotional attachment is like, hey, this is whatever, and I have to, not be a part of this right here. But here's where I stand. But like I said, as a lawyer, you have that discretion to say, hey, I can't do this right here. But if she wins, it says one thing. If she loses, it says another.
She's gonna win because when it's it's supposed to be a class action lawsuit, and other coaches, other black coaches who have experienced the same thing he's experienced, basically, they have a rule in the NFL. You have to at least interview one person of color.
What's that? The Rooney Rule, or
yeah, the Rooney Rule. And so basically, most of the black coaches are saying, man, it's just for show. It's a dog and pony show that is really not legitimate. That there's been situations where within, like, a coach would interview for another team and they wouldn't even get an opportunity to interview with the team they're with. There was an opening for a higher position with the team they were with. They didn't get an interview for that, but they would get a call to interview for another team. And it just shows you, heck, if your own team didn't know your value to interview you, then why would another team who didn't know you interview you? So it's a lot of hypocrisy in the NFL.
Man, I like I said, it's triggering me, man. It's like I probably can't say what I want to say on air, but we'll probably have a conversation over some beer and wings later on this week.
But Ralph, I want to go.
Trusted.
Nobody. Cat Williams, go ahead, Cat. You know what though, Ralph? Oh boy, you taking this show right off the rails, because if can't nobody be trusted, are we all just waiting to be bought out by the highest bidder?
Man, I need to quote one of the most famous wrestlers of all time. Mr. Ted DiBiase.
Ted DiBiase. Oh man.
Everybody has a price.
Everybody has a price, man. You better know that's right.
Everybody has a price.
But let me say this, Ralph. I want to move backwards. You said, even though you've gone through some obstacles, you had some situations happen, you're 1,000 for 1,000. You're batting
1,000 for 1,000.
Yeah, you've overcome it. How did you overcome all the things that you had to come up against? Just like Brian Flores.
Man, like I said, one, it's like, I like to believe I have a no quit, attitude. It's always positive. You're thinking, positive. Yeah, it's one of the things where I would take it back. I forget where I read this from. It could have been Tony Robbins or what have you. Like, before you get out of bed, you're going to say so many negative things, before you even get out of bed. Oh, it's too, I don't want to get out of bed, whatever. And so when I read that, years ago, I started, saying, okay, what are some of the positive thoughts I'm going to, force myself to do? What are some of the behaviors I want to do to, get myself up? And so that kind of led to that little triangle that, we talk about, in our field: affective, cognitive, and behavioral, it's like, okay, my attitude is sucky. What can I do to, help create a better attitude? What can I think about to create, my, better emotions or whatever? And so, I push myself to, think positive,
right,
or be around people that are going to be, positive thinking. If I, try not to get down, but, when I do, I have my people I go to say, hey, I'm starting to, because, when I get on that negativity, negativity and start talking negative, I say, okay, I catch myself. And so I need to go back to this place and let's reset it or whatever. But it all starts to, being happy, being,
yeah. Are you happy?
Yeah. Being happy, man, being satisfied with what I have, knowing that, from the quote of, the great, Nelson Mandela, he says, I never lose. I either win or I learn.
Yep.
And so when you take that approach, you're gonna come out with great substance, from that. You may not see it right then and there, but if you can take a step back, see the trees and being able to see the whole thing and everything, like your options are much better than just focusing on that negative point.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, man. If you called me and you was going through something, before you hang up the phone, and go back to your regular day, you're probably going to end up laughing more
Yes.
so than complaining to me, because I'm like, okay, I'm not going to let Isaac dump this in. I'm going to listen for a minute. Then after that, you know, it's going to be, okay, have you considered this? You know, let's work that thing out. But, you know, over the years, it's just been, you know, it's rough starting out, you know, like, you know, things happen, you get all upset. And it's like, okay, and, you know, God just opened up another door.
That's right. You know, and we've had those conversations, Ralph, and the true, you are definitely a very positive person. You are, I'm not sure if you are a happy person. I got a little, maybe a little pushback there. I find you to be a very joyous person.
Break it down for me, man.
Oh man, I think there's a distinction with a difference. You know, they say it's a distinction without a difference. I think because society has hijacked the word happiness, it tends to flow out better. Joy is one of those words that seems more spiritual. Many people in the pursuit of happiness, but and happiness is a legitimate feeling. It's a legitimate emotion that we all should experience. We all from time to time are happy. But it's an emotion. And one thing we know about emotions, they come and go. Yeah. And if you're led by your emotions, yeah, they're very temporary. And I do believe, you know, our Creator has allowed us to experience happiness because to appreciate the highs and lows of life, to know that emotion. But the thing is, this is the thing, most people are like Will Smith. They're in the pursuit of happiness. And it's just not sustainable. It's not sustainable. If you're living life just to be happy, man, you're gonna be schizophrenic. You're gonna be up and down. You're gonna be from day to day, from moment to moment. And as you described, Ralph, tough times come. You know, tough times will hit you, and situations will hit you that are beyond you. If you're just allowing your emotional state to be dictated by your emotions,
right,
you're gonna be a very unhappy person.
Yeah, you're right.
So I did a little research on it. You and I have talked about this. I prefer people to be joyous, and it's the harder of the two. It's the harder of the two. You mentioned something earlier. You're gonna buy a car, you're gonna get you a classic. You're gonna get a car, you're gonna buy some more, you're gonna buy you some new threads, you're gonna look at the 28 to 29-year-olds. But inevitably, that is not gonna make you happy. I mean, for the moment, it may make you happy, but is it sustainable? And we see from some of the stars, some of the celebrities, chasing after happiness is not sustainable. So I got this one example I want to give. What joy is compared to what happiness is. Happiness is like an inch deep and a mile wide. But joy is like a mile deep and a mile wide. Did you get that? So basically, happiness is surface. It's dictated by your circumstance. You know, I know you was pretty happy a couple of weeks ago when you hit them scratch offs, Ralph. You was you hit 3 in a row. Wait a minute, who hits 3 scratch offs in a row, man?
Then go to Harris. That's right.
I believe, Ralph, you was on your way to being a millionaire, but you got detoured and you ended up with the Pearl.
Yeah, ended up with Pearl, man.
See, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. But joy is something that is sustainable because it comes from the inside.
Comes from the inside.
Yeah.
That's that internal locus, man.
Exactly. So
that's why in the dating game, you got to be careful when you're out here dating and you listen to someone says, I'm looking for someone that's going to make me happy.
Exactly.
Oh man.
You know, here's another analogy. Happiness looks for the positive. You ever been around somebody, they can find the positive, but joy becomes the positive. And that's a differentiation. Hey, I can see the positive in just about anything. And that's, having a positive outlook. That's happiness. That's the surface. But now I got to become the positive. That takes some internal fortitude. And I think that's what happens in relationships. We're looking for something from the other person that we should be looking on the inside of us that will give off. And so, don't get me wrong, you should be happy. There are going to be moments where you are happy. But as you stated, there are going to be some Loretta Lynch NFL situations. Man, how is Brian Flores going to get through this without having joy? I mean, if he's just letting it be on the situation, man, he's going to be miserable because he's getting a raw deal. I mean, he's getting the proverbial, done wrong. And so it appears that he's very grounded. He understands the game. He understands the long-term game. I think he'll emerge from this being joyous. And so my encouragement is go past happiness, because there's going to be a newer car. There's going to be, in your case, Ralph, since you in sundress season, there's going to be different dresses to look at. There's going to always be something newer, better, bigger, faster, all of those things that happiness can't sustain. It's fleeting, but joy is something that you retain. It's beyond a state of it's beyond a state of being, and it has to come, I think, from a higher source.
From a higher source.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
for
talking
it to
about.
be sustained.
I had to have Isaac. And now Isaac is part of he's the owner of Marriage 360. Where can they go to get some more of this information, Isaac?
Yeah, so hit us up on our website, marriage360.info, or you can hit us up on our Facebook page, which is Marriage 360. And also on, we do a live on Sunday evenings at 7:00. You can hit us on YouTube at Toast to Love TV. Jackie made a comment, my better half or equal component is most people don't know the difference between happy and joy. We need happy in our lives, but we're looking to find joy. And I would just tweak that just a little bit. You find happiness, but you become joy. You actually, there's a skill set that you can develop to be joyous. And I think the first stage of it, Ralph, and I think that's why I say you're a joyous person, because you look for and find things that you should appreciate. I think you're a very appreciative person. And if you stay in the mode of finding value and appreciating what you have and appreciating who you are, you're going to stay in a mode of joyousness. But if you're in the pursuit of things, if you're in the pursuit of that next check, and you're thinking that that's going to keep you your emotions up, then hey, once you get that check, start spending money, your emotions are going to go down till you get the next check, or you meet the new person.
Looking for that next high.
Next high.
It's shiny thing.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
But I left it up to Isaac to bring some sense into this conversation.
Oh, here we go, y'all.
And so, but like I said, our topic tonight, is the question: are you happy?
Yeah.
And so,
yeah,
and I appreciate you, Isaac, breaking it down, knowing that happiness can come from come from joy.
Right.
And so, I can depend on you, bringing that solid, information to where it was worth watching, this podcast. But I got to turn it the other way.
Oh, where you gonna turn it to?
Now the topic tonight is: are you happy? Now, are you happy? Are you happy? Are you happy? Are you happy? Now, most men have heard that question before. And that question comes when the devil is trying to tempt you, and somebody's out there looking at you and watching your moves, and just notice one day that you're not your right self. Something is off. You don't came to work, you don't came to the gym, you have come, whatever. Grocery store, and somebody catch you and they ask you, are you
happy? Great pickup line, isn't it?
And we ask that, some people ask that question. If you ask that question, are you happy, and just sit there for 12, 14 seconds waiting for the other person to respond, they're gonna roll in their head, some, either happy moments or not so happy moments that produced whatever they're feeling, right now.
That's right.
And so, so part of the topic was, are you happy? Was going to be, what Isaac, discussed tonight. Happiness versus being, joyful. But also that, comes that question, are you happy? As in, that is the start of somebody trying to put water in your ship, and your ship sinking because you let outside water, come in. How do you defend against defend against how do you defend against questions like that, to where it comes up to where that is the beginning of someone stepping out on their mate or significant other? Because it can go either way. A man can come up to a married woman, or a woman can come up to a married man and ask that question, and there's a kink in the armor, kink in the chain, and
that's right.
And that's how it starts. And so, do couples, do things to lessen that when someone leaves the house and they're not in a good mood, and they're allowed that to sneak in.
Yeah, I think and that happens over a sustained period of time. We all can be caught off guard, but I think if you built a solid relationship, and it goes back to that thing of appreciation. If I'm appreciating Jackie, not because of what she does, but because of who she is, then I can never get off my game. If it's just based on the things she does, then our relationship, is going to be up and down. So we encourage people at Marriage 360, don't look for that person for what we would call happiness. Appreciate that person for who they are. And when you do, when you appreciate whoever the next Mrs. Sweeney is, you see how I threw that in? And when the next one, Miss Sweeney, appreciates
what you trying to say?
I'm trying to be slick. But when you appreciate them and they appreciate you, it produces a joy in the relationship, and it insulates you from those, what we call those little attacks of, because most people, what happens, Ralph, is most people, when they don't feel appreciated, that's when they're susceptible to somebody saying, hey, are you happy? Because they feel devalued. And so our encouragement is appreciate who you are, appreciate who you're with, and that staves off these situations where you're going to get hit on. Because guess what? You're going to get hit on. I mean, it's inevitable. Hey, Jackie says, gratefulness is a vibe. Yeah, I do believe that. Being grateful and get this, two things either happen in relationships. The longer you with a person, you either get more grateful for being with them, or you get less grateful. Like, and so you got to make that decision. Being grateful is just a decision. That's all it is, Rob. You could be broke. You could be, in a bad situation, and you could still be grateful that you got life, that you got the opportunity to move forward. We said the situation earlier. You said, have you ever lost a job or been ran off a job? You know why I was grateful? I was grateful to be out of that situation. I was grateful that I still had the ability to go out and get another job. Matter of fact, I launched a business out of that situation. So it's all about you deciding to have a different perspective on who you are. I knew I was going to get another job, and I realized that for my mental well-being, it was probably best that I left that situation anyway, because who wants to go to work and cry? So, hey, being grateful has so much power, and as I'm saying this, I'm not getting on my soapbox. I'm saying it for myself. You have to consciously wake up every day and appreciate who you are first. Once you appreciate who you are, you can appreciate the people around you. So it's a skill to stave off that mental attack of somebody saying, "Are you happy?" Let me, or somebody sliding in your DMs saying, "Hey," or this is another way of saying it, Ralph. Is your wife married? Is your husband married?
Man, like if that is something that comes up, man. And like I said, you gotta have that fortitude, and you gotta be able to subdue your passions to where you swipe that off and say, "Hey, I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate you." But sometimes that question does come up, and they, like I said, I just can't understand it, man, to where you can hate love so much to where you can take someone else's life just because they stepped on your shoes, or you can hate love so much to where you see somebody else, enjoying their life, enjoying their spouse, what have you, but you want that person too. You can't just enjoy them and celebrate them, but you want that person as well. And you're like, that is beneath you. That is beneath.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. You're being led by happiness. You let your emotions get out of, Ralph, we've talked about this before, and Jackie and I are on this new kick about love is an emotion, but loving is a skill. Most of what we do in relationships are skills and decisions. We decide and we execute a skill or a technique. We've gotten too caught up in this Disney fantasy of quote unquote romance. And I think at the end of the day, we got to have the skills to love our mate, love ourselves, and also got to have the skills of being grateful so that we can experience joy.
Well, we have a question from Pam. Do y'all agree you can fake happiness, but you can't fake joy?
Yeah, I think joy is something that can't be fake. It's sustainable. It's Ralph, it's like laughing at some of the things you do. I mean, it's spontaneous in a way. It can't be held back. I mean, and I think we would akin it to that. It can't be fake. Whereas in this Facebook social media generation, the illusion of happiness can be shown, but you can poke holes through it because it's not sustainable.
You're right. It's not sustainable. Now I'm taking a break from social media. I have not deleted any of my Facebook peers or what have you. It's just I have deleted that page, and so I'm on social media. I wouldn't say I'm on social media. Just put out that information on the either on the Flytrap page or on the Norris page, and doing this broadcast right here, and that's about the extent of my social media piece, what have you. But I did see a lot of that prior to getting off, whether I was competing or being stressed out, from or trying to, it's like, oh man, what where's all this coming from? The fakeness. People like that. Yeah, that person was not a good student back in the day, but yet they're studious. Right now, I guess a lot has changed over the last so many years that been out of school or whatever. But and to be honest with you, Isaac, it has been a great move or what have you. Like I said last week or week before last, it has forced me to meet people and going back to meeting people in real life versus depending on social media. And so I'm perfectly fine with going back to, resetting and going back to 2012, 2011.
Right.
because that's a long time to be on social media. And on top of that, that's a lot of time to devote during your day to keep up, social media. Like, and my mom would say, if you got time to be on social media, you got time to be doing, business, your business with your, things with your business. And so, for me, it was a good distraction. And so now it's time to, come on, go away from that and, do some bigger and better things. And you and I talked about this, off the air, to where it goes back to that. I may be saying that, it's been quite some time since I, read this one, but you remember the Greek story. What is that? The Iliad, or where they were traveling and they got on the island and they were eating the lotus, flower or whatever, and they got stuck on there because of the losing, being drunk and so forth.
Right.
Maybe it's me, man, but maybe it's a stretch. But social media and Facebook and going to what the new things they're doing with Facebook can, be like that. If you find yourself where you cannot part ways for a day, 2 days, a couple weeks or whatever, then you too, my friend, may have a problem. So you may have to step away from that.
That's true.
Because it can be addictive. That's your, what is it? Endorphin, dopamine. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
The kick, it's like, man, if the likes, would you post the post that you posted if you didn't get any likes? Would you post a selfie of yourself if you didn't get any likes? And so it just, for me, it just became one of those things like, I'm only doing this just to get likes or, comments or whatever. So I just took a break.
Right.
But anyway, that's my sidebar or whatever.
I heard Jackie say the serotonin. That's what keeps.
That what it was. Serotonin.
Serotonin.
It can be addictive. For me, like I said, I needed to take a break. Whether or not it was an addiction, I don't know, but it's something about going out and say, hey, how you doing? Meet people, face to face. Coming out of the COVID or whatever, and getting back out there, on the scene or whatever. So there you go.
Ralph, there's a comment here I wanted to kind of, Jackie said, it's tough to enjoy someone when you spend your time trying to qualify or disqualify them. People ask us often, what's the secret sauce for us? And not that we don't have ups and downs and trials and tribulations. We genuinely try to enjoy each other. And going back to that word joy. Yep. And I want to relate it to you and I. We over a year ago, we had a conversation that led to us saying, hey, let's do this. And we started collaborating and led to a post and led to this. And a year later, we're still doing the same thing. And truly, man, I enjoy this. This is definitely one of the highlights of my day, highlights of the week. And I enjoy it. And I think that's the secret sauce to every relationship. Can you find joy in it? Can you enjoy it? Can you find some type of levity? Can you find what's the fun about it? What's the great about it? And keep that perspective. And definitely, I think our followers see that with you. We genuinely enjoy this. And notice this, whatever you enjoy will be sustainable. And that's including relationships too. If you enjoy it, it will sustain itself over time. And that's how we're able to do so many episodes week after week and do it really without a lot of I wouldn't say a lot of work, but we put effort into it, but it's enjoyable. And I think if you can apply that to every relationship, romantic or business, career-wise, if you can apply that same principle, I think you're going to experience some success and longevity.
Yeah, got to it. And you said something. You said something a while, a couple weeks ago, about loving your wife. You said the amazing thing is that I like her. Yeah. So you gotta like the person you're with or whatever. If you don't like them, then you can love somebody, but if you like them, that's the secret sauce right there.
It makes it tough if you don't like them. It makes conversations very difficult.
Exactly.
So yeah, most definitely.
Man, but listen, Isaac, listen here. It has been a great week. Week chat here on the Fly Trap. Episode 1, season 2.
Oh man,
And
tremendous.
have to ask the question, and everybody, are you happy? If you're not happy, then what are you going to do about it?
Mhm.
And then when you ask that question, what are you going to do about it? Then when you going to do it?
That's
And
right.
what are you
When
going to do
you
about
gonna
it?
do it?
Keep going. When you going to do it? And you keep going, and to make it happen. And so that is a great question to start the week off. Are you happy? Can you find joy in what you're doing and your everyday activities throughout life? You're batting 1,000 right now. Everything you have gone through, you pretty much overcome. If you were listening to this broadcast, if you are breathing right now, then you pretty much have gotten over everything that you have gone through. So hey,
kudos to you. We celebrate you. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But listen, I kind of, I like these little sound bites or whatever. We're gonna keep the things going. And listen, fam, they're gonna get more comical as the week progresses or whatever on each show. And so we gave you a little taste of what's to come. Isaac, do you have any information on Baybo 360?
Yes, we are definitely getting some things together, and so we can supply. Shout out and big thanks to you, man, and just advisement and getting us where we need to be. The little supply we had, we sold out. We're sold out, so we're re-upping so that we don't
Sold out.
Yep, sold out. So we don't want to sell out ever again. So we're
Yeah, you
bulking
do.
up.
Yeah, you do.
All right.
Yeah, you do.
Wait, that's
Yeah,
true.
you do.
Yeah, I don't even want to say that. I don't even want to say
sell it
that.
out.
Yes, we can
Sold
re-up.
out.
What that guy say in the movie? We're gonna re-up the re-up.
That's it.
So, but definitely next week we will definitely have, and maybe possibly by the end of this week have our re-up for the re-up, and be able to get Baybo out to you. And we got some great things going on with that. But our test to see how the public would like it, Ralph, it's a hit. It's a hit. Thank you, my friend. And so we're gonna move forward.
Man, listen, much blessings for that. Like I said, we got some good things coming. Oh, look at we got Rain in the house. Rainy Nicole. We met Rainy back in October at the Mimosa Moments.
Oh yeah, I love that.
And so thank you for watching and chiming in tonight. But listen, fam, share this video to your page. Go to YouTube and like the YouTube page.
Subscribe.
The link is on the Flytrap page, and you go scroll down, you'll see the meme or what have you with the contact information regarding our YouTube page. We're going to get it up to 1,000 within the next 3 or 4 months, and go beyond that. And like I said, we got some bigger and better things going on. We have some short excursions from this region and beyond with Marriage 360. Excuse me, and one of the travel groups that they're affiliated with, as well as some of the things that we're going to be doing with the Flytrap. So we're going to make life a little bit interesting for the next 9 months.
Yes.
So stay tuned in, and thank you once again for making our first year a success. That's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. So Isaac, man, I appreciate you, man, and I will see you next week.
Yes.
Peace, everyone.